Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Easy Markets Daily Pitch International with me, Darius Charles, because today's the 18th? No, 19th of October, 2023. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll disappear from the screen a little bit. I'll leave you to read the rest, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so now then, also just before we go further, as always, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. So yeah, just let us know, we'll be happy to assist. So guys, now then, let's jump into the charts. Just a quick update on a few of these, some new, some old ones, but I just wanted to run this by you. Look, Nikkei 225. Yesterday I talked about this little hurdle right here, this 31,583 zone. So I said to you that if we do clear that, and we drop and stay below it, then yes, I will lean a little bit more towards the downside, potentially even aiming for this downside line drawn from the high of the 15th of September. So in a way, for now, it seems like we could be testing it again, or actually, we never tested it actually, but we could come close to it again. So, look, excuse me. So look, at the moment, as long as we remain below the 31,583, then yes, we will continue targeting the downside. For me to consider some higher levels of push above this 100-day EMA is required. And then, yes, if we push above that, then yes, great, more buyers could join in. Now then, China 50 index. Look, there is not much stuff coming out. I mean, we did get some Japanese trade. Well, we got the Japanese trade balance, which came out much better than the forecast. Actually, it finally stepped into positive territory. So, in a way, we should see some, positivity in general. But the thing is that I think that the other things are kicking in. I think that the Japanese index is currently just following what's happening in the world in general. So yeah, even the positive data did not really help the Japanese index to push back to the upside. China 50. So this one sold off, and there we go. So I said to you before that as long as we remain below this 12,200 zone, I will lean towards the downside. And so far, this seems to be on a good track. And well, to be honest, actually, I think I've reached my target. And if you remember, I talked about this 11,820 zone, and look at this beautiful move. Boom. Fantastic. Good result. I don't know. I cannot even express my happiness enough. So look, what can we do here? First of all, I think that maybe a bit of a hold up here could be possible. Let's wait and see, of course. Ideally, I would like to see something like this, like a recovery back to the upside. But all eyes right now are on this little hurdle, this 11,820 zone, which is the low of the 29th of November. And if it continues to provide support, then yes, a rebound here could be possible. Now, in terms of the upside, well, basically that's the upside. If you're looking for some lower levels, I think at this point maybe it's better to just go with slightly closer levels. Let's say, for example, if we do clear and stay below the 11,820 zone, then yes, my next target will be this 11,728, marked by the low of the 11th of November. Good potential target, but yes, let's not rush into things. Let's just go slowly on that. Just a second. Good morning, everyone in the chat room. There we go. So yeah, so that's my simplistic approach here on China 50. I mean, in general, like I said, my mission accomplished. My mission is accomplished, and I've reached my target. So hey, Why not? Why not just to chill now, just to see what's going to happen further? ASX 200. Now, we did get some data from Australia, and we did get some employment numbers. Yes, employment change figure that came out worse than the forecast, not to mention already the previous number. Unemployment actually improved from 3.7 to 3.6. So that's good. Participation rate dropped a little bit. So, okay, there's like a mix of data here, I would say. So not something very clear. So look, what we're seeing here is actually like a follow-up to what happened in the US yesterday, in Europe. So Europe and US were selling off yesterday. So basically, we saw some negativity kicking in here into ASX 200 as well. And so far, I would say yes, it's on the right track, because I said to you that if we do drop below the 7,017 territory, I'll lean towards the downside. Okay, everything's working out nicely so far. Look, in general, my ideal target is 6,884, but I do understand that we might not reach that. So that's why maybe I will stick to something around here. Up, and up. And there we go. So this 6,833, this is going to be my first target. And then we'll just go from there. If we see that it wants to go lower, okay, we can consider a move lower, but at the moment, let's just aim for that one. Dow Jones Industrial Average. So, Dow Jones Industrial Average is, that is not good here. Look at the sell-off we had yesterday, and this is just insane. Look, maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible. However, at the moment we're sitting below the 33,776 zone right here. I talked about this level, so I said to you that if we do drop and kind of stay below that area, then yes, lower levels could be met, guys. Okay, look, I have this target here, this 33,359, but I think that also I can keep an eye on this little hurdle here, the 33,618. And yes, if we continue to trade below the 33,776, and yes, my next target is the 33,618, approximately around there, marked by the low the 12th of October. Just quickly wanted to double check something here, guys. Okay. Right now, just trying to see how the market in general is feeling. So okay, that's fine. Well, in general, market is feeling bad. This is what we're getting. Look in the weekly chart. We can see a bit of a retracement here. So I would say one thing for sure is keep your eyes on some economic data today from the US. We got the initial and continuous jobless claims. We do get the existing home sales coming out as well, together with the, the sequence will go this way. Initial and continuous jobless claims, Philly Fed manufacturing index coming out, and then we get the existing home sales. But of course, the most anticipated event, I would say, is Mr. Powell, Jerome Powell, giving a speech. And look, whenever you become like the head of the Fed, I think that whatever you're going to say, if everybody's going to be glued, we'll have their ears glued to the speakers and just kind of trying to figure out, if there's something out what he will say that might trigger the market, So at this point, I would say just be careful, be cautious. Like I said, keep your eyes on the economic data today. In the US, yes, that's coming out. So to be honest, I think that could be it for this week from the US, because nothing major coming out on Friday. So it might be just purely wars related trading on Friday. So yes, but today we might still see economic data driven trading. So let's keep an eye on that one. The S&P 500, so beautiful move. In general, mission accomplished, I would say, because I told you that if we do fall and stay below the 4,373 territory, then my next target is the 200-day EMA. And yes, from here, I will then go further. If we do clear the 200-day EMA, wonderful. We could see further declines. Let me just have a look at the weekly candle. Yes, it's on the downside. Let's see if that's going to stay like that, or maybe it will form something of a doji or something like that. You know, by the end of this week, maybe it'll push back up. So let's say if we test the 200-day EMA, but then we fail to drift below it, and then we start rebounding. Maybe, like I said, the weekly candle could end up being something like a doji or something like that, because yeah, that would be interesting to see if that's going to happen or not. But let's wait and see, of course. Nasdaq 100. So looking at the picture here, of course, we are seeing some downside. We are, yes, I'm kind of sticking to some lower levels right now, but I don't want to rush into things, because again, like, we do get some data coming out today. Maybe this 100-day EMA will provide support. Like, for example, the 200-day EMA here for the S&P. So maybe we'll just oscillate somewhere around the 100-day EMA and then push back up. So I have to adjust the levels here a little bit. I think that now for the upside, in order to consider a larger correction to the upside, I think a break of this short-term tentative downside resistance line is required. And if we get that break, then yes, more buyers could join in. So for now, yes, I'm leaning towards the downside, but just being very careful. Something is wrong here. So yes, I'm currently, I think somebody's trying to access, one of my colleagues, I think, is trying to access TradingView. But okay, look, for now, I'm keeping an eye on this this thing here. I mean, if we do break the downside line, then great. Okay, wonderful. If more buyers here could join in. So I think that we will just have to wait for the data to come out and then do something about it. I think the main action will come kind of mainly at the end of the trading session in the US. The German index, DAX. So this one is, yeah, I mean, this one is just on fire to the downside, and there we go. We are drifting lower, and we've moved below that 15,234 territory. I spoke about this zone, and I said too that my next target will be this 15,066 territory, somewhere around here. Of course, in general, everybody's watching that 15,000 mark, and I'm talking about the futures, by the way, guys. These are the futures that I'm looking at, because on the cash index, we are already kind of bouncing around that 15,000 mark, and even actually we visited the territory below that. So yeah, looking at this picture right now, I am leaning a little bit more towards the downside, but again, don't get me wrong. What I'm not excluding here is something like this. Let me just draw this very quickly. So something like this. So if this territory somehow provides good support, I mean, DAX is one of those indices that likes to range. So do not be surprised, for example, if we do see like a rebound from this territory right here, from this lower side of the range. And if that happens, then okay, look, I will get more comfortable with the upside if we do push back above this 15,234 territory area, approximately around there, not exactly that level, but just the area around it, because I just don't want to overcrowd my chart here. But if we do push back above this area, then maybe at the same time we could be seeing a break of this steep downside line. So in other words, you can wait for a break of the steep downside line and then go to the upside. FTSE 100. FTSE 100, let me just double check something here from the economic data perspective. Right, yes, so today we don't have much from UK. Yesterday we had an eventful day in UK with its CPI numbers. Then Europe also came out with the CPIs. By the way, I forgot to mention on DAX that yes, Europe came out with the CPIs as expected. Basically, the inflation numbers came out as expected. And if you remember, I talked about that. I said that if they somehow, come out above the forecast, but even still below the lower one, I mean, then yes, we could see some more downside action. In general, we got the downside action, but the numbers came out as forecast. So in a way, this is like not favoring the bulls because we needed to see a much lower number than the forecast. So that's where maybe would it would be a turning point and it would reverse back to the upside. But the numbers came out as forecast, so that was enough for the bears to step in and drive this one further. So yeah, FTSE 100, so far so good. One of my targets got reached, the 100-day EMA, so that's great. 200-day EMA is my next one, and then we will just go from there. So at the moment, looking at the picture here, if we do clear the EMAs here, the 100 and the 200-day EMAs, then yes, my next target is the upside support line drawn from the low of the 18th of August. US dollar index. So there we go. We popped to the upside. And of course, all eyes are today on the news events, on the data. And this idea worked out. Yes. So now the question is, can we pop above the 106.57 territory right here? If we can, then yes, more buyers could join in. But in general, this idea worked out nicely. So let's see if this can be sustained here by the bulls. But I think at this point, yes, I'm being very cautious near the 106.57 territory right here. If that gets cleared, wonderful. More buyers could join in. Gold. Now, look at this. Boom. Fantastic. My mission accomplished here. I mean, I reached my targets. My targets were around here, near the 1947-53 levels. I mean, both of them got reached. Currently, the 47 one is acting as a good area of resistance. So in a way, more buyers here could join in. And if we do continue to trade above the 1953, if we do, let's say, pop above the 1947, I'll go towards the 1953. And if that 1953 surrenders, then yes, I'll go further north. Now, of course, the question is, what's happening here? I mean, we've reached the 1962 level yesterday, and in a way that nothing is stopping this one to moving further north. So another thing to consider is, let's say, the moment we are on a steep up move, right? And of course, the conflicts are fueling the buying power here and pushing the commodity further north. So in general, I do have that idea in my mind that my next target here will be this 1987, or basically the area near the psychological 2000 mark. And I think that we are heading towards that. Of course, let's not rush into things because, again, at this point, look, if you've missed the rally, I would say be careful. It has to fade away a little bit at some point. But, okay, look, maybe it's just going to continue pushing because this is looking quite wow. I mean, this is looking quite amazing on the weekly candle. So let's see if we can get a further push north. And to be honest, like I said, I think that everybody's now targeting that psychological 2000 territory. So it will be very interesting if by the end of this week we could reach that. If, let's say, maybe today we don't see much action, maybe going into Friday, because again, look at what happened last Friday before the weekend. So I mean, it just exploded by $55 into the upside. And yeah, and of course that was all fueled by the tensions in the Middle East, and and people are jumping into safe havens. So this is one of the things here to consider, that look, maybe this safe haven buying of gold, I mean, it might not end. I mean, maybe it will also, again, be the same thing on next Friday, because if, let's say, they know that the escalation will continue, then maybe buyers will just start buying gold on Friday again, and then on Monday we'll see maybe a correction back down. So let's, it's like protecting themselves a little bit here. Silver is holding well, unlike gold. Gold is was seen as positive one yesterday, but silver did correct back down, and it held nicely near these EMAs, the 100 and the 200. So the moment I would say that I think that the best option here is to keep an eye on that 200-day EMA. If that gets cleared, then yes, I will go further north towards that 23.56 or even this 23.77 territory. For the downside, a break of this upside line is required, and if we do get that, then yes, great, more sellers here could join in. So basically my downside scenario is from around here, around this 22.37 level. Oil, so there we go. That's an interesting moment here. Oil. Oh, Daredevil Dave, good morning. I can see you there in the chat room now. Yeah, it updated. Sorry, the comments, I think they're coming a little bit on the later side. So, yeah. Look, oil did fail to stay above the 88 zone and it drifted back down. So what I said to you, that if we do fall back below it, I will consider a move to the downside. And to be honest, I'm going to stick to that for now. I'm going to aim for that 85 zone or this 84.90 level. I like that one. And of course, this short-term tentative upside support line drawn from the low of the 6th of October. And to be honest, it seems like oil is preparing for this one to go higher, but again, let's wait and see. Natural gas, this one is also near its key support zone, near the breakout level, which got tested. Yes, I mean, as you can see here. So in a way, I mean, there is potential for some higher levels as long as we remain above this territory, above that psychological 3 territory and above that 200-day EMA. And yes, we will continue seeing some more buying action, but if it starts dropping below this territory, then well, I will consider a move lower. Let's jump into cryptos. Bitcoin. So look at this false little breakout. There we go. Very cute. Very cute. But the bulls should not hang up their gloves yet, because look, this here looks like a bullish flag potentially to me. So maybe we'll get that pop, maybe go not today, maybe tomorrow, or maybe during the weekend or something like that. But in general, it looks very, very interesting and attractive. So I would say I'm still not excluding the upside scenario here from this one. So 28,550 zone is the one that I'm watching. If we do get that clearance, then great, more buyers could join in. For the downside, I need to drop below the 28,156 territory right here, and then we could aim for that 100-day EMA right here, and then we'll just take it from there, guys. Maybe we'll aim for this upside line. This would be my ideal scenario, but at the moment I'm looking at this as a possible bullish flag, because we're also sitting above this 28,150 zone. So yeah, it still is, the upside scenario is still valid. Litecoin. Now this one is a little bit more bearish, actually. I mean, because it's breaking my lower side of this pattern. And look, I mean, yesterday I talked about this, and I said to you that look, we have ourselves a triangle. Yes, okay, maybe it's not a range, but maybe it's more of a triangle. That's fine. But the prevailing trend before entering that triangle was to the downside. So in a way, according to all the TA rules, this should be breaking out to the downside, and it's so far doing the job, you know, is breaking lower. However, I would prefer actually for it to move a little bit more below the 60.23 territory marked by the lowest point of August. And if that gets cleared, yes, my next target is the 57.70 zone marked by the lowest point of September. If that gets cleared, a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. Dogecoin, there we go, beautiful hold up near this territory. So look, in general, I would say it's quite attractive still. I mean, there is a possibility maybe to see a rebound, but I'm not rushing into things, because I don't like when we are in such situations right here. I mean, we're in such positions here, so I need to see a I need to see a drop through. There we go. Somebody keeps on connecting here. So yes. So the moment I would like to see a clear push below this upside line here. And if we do get that clearance, then wonderful, more sellers here could join in. But of course, while we remain in this formation, we cannot really do anything here. I mean, we're just observing the price action. AUDUSD. So AUDUSD is looking quite nice here as well. I mean, it seems like it's forming this kind of a descending triangle pattern here. Of course, according to all the TA rules, such patterns tend to break to the downside, but we need that confirmation break. So for now, just observing the price action. Yes, there is, like I said, there is a chance to break higher here or lower, but I would prefer to wait for a clearance here through one of these territories. And if we If we do get that, then yes, I will consider the next short-term directional move. Of course, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside on this one, but a confirmation break is still needed, so a drop below my 0.6285 territory is required for now. NZD USD. So yes, there we go. We are drifting further south. We've cleared my target. So in general, a while ago when I talked about the steep upside line, I said to you, look, if we break it, we could go lower. And there we go. We went nicely to the downside. Then I said to you that I'm keeping an eye on the 0.5860 territory. If that gets cleared, I'm going to go further south. And to be honest, for now, I am sticking to that. I need to get rid of this upside line. I can actually reuse it here and draw this short-term tentative downside resistance line drawn from the high of the, or should I say the highest point of July. Yeah, we're at the moment we are drifting nicely to the downside, and we're trading nicely below this little hurdle here. Let me just put this one, there we go. Below this 0.5860. So as long as we remain below that, then yes, I will continue targeting the downside. So yeah, that's my game plan for now. And yeah, if we continue to trade below this, I will stick to the downside. NZDCHF, beautiful move as well. Everything's working out nicely. Yesterday I talked about this. I said to you that, look, if we do fall below this territory right here, the 0.53 zone, my next target is this upside support line drawn from the low of the 21st of August. And there we go. We managed to reach that one. But then I said if that gets cleared, I will start aiming further south. Well, we didn't get that rebound. Instead, we got that break. So wonderful. Everything's working out nicely here for the bears. My next target is the 0.5208 or this 0.5190 territory. And then we'll take it from there. USDJPY, beautiful for action here. I mean, in terms of no action, because at the moment we're waiting. We're trying to see what's going to happen further. Will the Bank of Japan intervene or not? Or, you know, or what's going to happen here? So, long story short, at the moment, I'm just waiting as well. I need that pop either above this 150.16 or a drop below this upside support line drawn from the low of the 31st of July. USDCAD, so there we go, fantastic move. I mean, finally we're getting that clearance of the 1.3695 territory and we're staying above it, so I will continue targeting the upside. I'm not really going to spend too much time on this because I already said that if we do clear this territory, I'm leaning towards higher levels. Initially, I will actually target this one, the current highest point of October, near the 1.3785, and if that gets cleared, then yes, a forthcoming higher high will be confirmed here. Or maybe we'll actually go for a new high for this month. Who knows? Let's see. At the moment, everything's looking quite nice here. I mean, on the weekly chart, it's even better because, look, I mean, we've cleared this. Now, if by any chance at the end of this week we drift back nicely to the downside and fall back and stay, or as we see the body of the daily candle staying below this downside line, well, maybe the downside scenario is not off the table yet. Maybe the bulls are actually not that strong. USDCHF, just a quick update. So this one is drifting lower. So far, so good. We're below the crossroads of these two trend lines, and I cannot add anything else. I mean, this is working out so far very well. I mean, I said to you that my next target is the 100-day EMA tick. And then if that 100-day EMA gets cleared, my next target is the area near the 0.89 zone. For the upside, I need to push back above this upside line, and then I'll take it from there. GBPUSD. This one is a mess. I don't like it, but anyway, I'll pick up on that one. So I need to get rid of this upside line. No longer needed, and it's not really working out well. Instead, I think that maybe I will keep an eye on this little area right here, these little levels. So if we do clear this barrier right here, then great, more buyers here could join in this 1.9328. If we do drop below this 1.9248 zone, then yes, more sellers here could join in. So at this point, I would say I'm watching this territory. If we get a clearance through one of these levels, the highlighted zones, then yes, I will consider the next short-term directional move. GBPUSD. So yes, we're flirting with that 1.2122 zone. I talked about this yesterday. It's a newly established level for me here. So I need to see another good drop below it in order to go lower. At the moment, I am just yes, keeping an eye on the 1.2037 zone marked by the lowest point of October. If that gets clear, then yes, a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. For the upside, I need to see a push above this downside line drawn from the high of the 18th of July. If that gets clear, then yes, I will start aiming. Initially, I'll aim for the current highest point of October near the 1.2337, and then we'll just go from there. EURCHF so far, beautiful. I mean, I talked about this. I said to you that as long as we remain below this 0.9525 territory, there is a chance for something like this happening. And there we go. I've picked up on this one on Tuesday, I think, or something like that. And I kept on mentioning this one. And I said, look, we had a strong move to the downside. This is a little correction here. The bearish 3 method could be kicking in here, or actually more of a bearish flag, to be honest, not the bearish thing. But yes, worked out perfectly, and we saw that drift lower. My question now is actually, although I'm leaning further south, look, I do have this little level right here, the lowest point of September of 2022, or in general, the current low, well, sorry, not the current, but in general, the lowest point of 2022. Good potential target. But I think at this point, given that we had already strong a move to the downside yesterday, but then we failed to, we created a new low for October, but we failed to stay up below this previous lowest point of October near the 0.9456. So I will keep that level on the chart now as my breakout point to the downside. If we get that clearance, then yes, I will get a little bit more excited with the downside, with further declines, potentially aiming for that 0.94 territory right here near the lowest point of 2022. EURJPY, just I wanted to quickly update you on this one. Nothing special, but at the same time, very, very special. Why? Because nothing special because we're still in that range. Special because we are in the range, and we have been in the range for quite a while. Yes, we had this little hiccup, but that was something else. And if you look at the weekly, that's where the beauty lies. This is where, I mean, you keep on seeing these false breakouts, but in general, the trading action is here. So basically, if you're a range trader, congratulations, this is something that you probably like. But to be honest, me personally, I always feel very worried because whenever, you know, if you're thinking, oh, just, you know, it comes closer to this upper side of the range, I'll just enter sell. But what if this is the moment when it's going to break? You don't know. So this is where I don't like these. And I mean, I wait for clearance, and instead I wait for an exit. And to be honest, I am kind of hoping actually to see a good one here. But okay, look, I'm not going to get my hopes up yet because I need that clearance first. While we remain in the range, I'm just observing the price action. And finally, EURUSD. Quick session today. Yes, so finally, EURUSD. So we're still flirting with this downside line. Yesterday, we did clear it again one more time, but we failed to kind of stay above it, and we drifted back to the downside. Look, I'm not going to get very bearish here or something like that. No, I will probably get a little bit more bearish if we do drop below this 1.04, 43, 48 zone, somewhere around here. This one, let me just get rid of the Fibonacci. So I will, yes, just, oh, come on, stop intervening. Honestly. So I will start looking at some lower levels if we do drop below this territory, below this 1.04, 43, 48 zone, something like that. And this is from where I will get more comfortable with the downside, because a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed and potentially more buyers here could join in. Also, just wanted to quickly update you on these two, the US bonds, the 10-year and the 30-year are pumping higher. And look at the 10-year one, and yes, it's near it's already at 5. So okay, let's see where that roof will be, where that ceiling will be. Can we get a hold up somewhere near the 5? let's wait and see. But at the moment, yes, this is pushing higher. So guys, right, that's it for this session. I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, your views, your rocket ships, your comments, everything. I really do. So yeah, thank you very much for that. I hope you found the session useful. This was a very quick one. I thought that I'm gonna try not to bore you too much with the same instrument. I want to see how this is gonna go. You know, I want to see if you do kind of prefer me to kind of, you know, go a little bit faster over some instruments. Certainly, of course, there will be instruments where I'll, you know, stick around a little bit more, but yes, I'm just trying to give you the, you know, quickly the facts, and so that you would enjoy your life. So thank you very much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock GMT time, and yeah, stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. Risk only what you can afford to lose. Don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. If you want to continue to please the trading gods, subscribe to our channel for a blessing.